Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Middleburg Island here tonight, where we have a matchup unlike any other that this county has ever seen. It's the 7-0 Chapmanville Tigers taking on the 6-1 Logan Wildcats. Chris Kidd here with you, alongside me, Zach Anderson, J.J. Pruitt, our engineer. And we have never had a matchup between these two quite like this, Zach, with so much on the line this late in the season.
No, and we were talking before the game. This is probably the best these two teams have been coming into this game, because they usually play, the later part of the season. And Logan is a little banged up, and Chapmanville has a lot of depth. But Logan, where they are strong, they usually can find a lot of success, especially that defensive front.
Yeah, one of the big injuries here tonight for Logan, Lucas Lambert, again, came as a big standout last year as a freshman in both football and basketball. They lose him here tonight because of an injury. How big of a deficit is that going to put Logan behind in a game they're already not going to be favored in on their own home field?
Well, Lambert, he's averaging about 91 yards of offense per game, and so that is a tremendous loss for this Logan offense that is pass first, ask questions later. And so they're going to have to come in and really try to attack the gap in this Chapmanville defense in order to move the ball up and down the field.
And then Chapmanville, they come in here. They've been red hot all year long, averaging over 40 points per game on the year. Defense has been lights out throughout most of these contests. Blew out Wayne last week, just as Logan did earlier this season. Chapmanville just hasn't been able to show a whole lot of deficiencies on either side of the ball so far. Can Logan exploit any of that here tonight?
So Logan, one of their strengths is they're really good at getting a lot of simulated pressure up front with just their front four. And so but they are kind of hampered. They've got a little bit of injuries on their defensive front. But if they're able to really attack off the edge, then that will give them a little bit of an advantage on defense. But they're still going to be facing an uphill battle.
Well, again, right now we'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's game: Bronze Beauty, Bronze Babe, along with Stereo Video Unlimited, J&J Mobile, Hacienda Mexican, the 1910, Perry Brothers Pawn, Giovanni's of Danville, Chiefs of Logan, White Eye Care, PT12, Domino Printing, Trend Services, Hill Chiropractic, and Williamson Auto Sales, helping us bring you all the action here tonight, as it is senior night as well for the Logan Wildcats. They went ahead and honored their seniors, both cheerleaders and football players, here earlier, and now you see the captains down getting ready to go towards midfield. Logan getting ready to be introduced. So both teams going to be on the field here soon, Zach, and it's going to be a chilly evening as well.
It is. And, you got to look at the mentality of both teams. The Tigers come in after their shellacking of Wayne last week, and then the Wildcats are coming in looking to rebound from their 48-27 loss to the Mingo Central Miners on Miner Mountain last week.
There you see the Chapmanville Tigers making their way onto the field here this evening. The undefeated team in AAA trying to find a way to climb back up the mountain top of that AAA standings board. Logan trying to stay in the top 8 in the AA rankings with a win here tonight. And really, after tonight, Zach, Logan does have a more beneficial schedule. They're at St. Albans, at Westside to close the regular season. Chapmanville still has to host Mingo Central, going to be a big game next week. And then they host St. Albans. So this could help give one of these two a huge boost going forward, especially if Logan can get a win here tonight. They've got a chance to run the table going out.
If Logan's able to steal this tonight, then they are almost guaranteed a playoff spot, I would say, statistically. Again, based on the favorability they have going into their next few weeks.
Then you look on Chapmanville's side, and a lot of people have been wondering why they keep sliding down the standings. And a lot of it had to do with their scheduling again. But Chapmanville did not know whether they were going to be AA or AAA coming into this year. So by the time that they got determined to be AAA, scheduling had kind of already been determined, and they didn't really have much choice but to stick with what they had. But even though they've been sliding, they just keep telling themselves it's 1 week at a time, one game at a time, one play at a time. We've just got to take care of what's in front of us, and really that's all they can do.
Yeah, and, from an administrative and athletic director perspective, scheduling for football games usually happens 1 to 2 years in advance. It's not like, back when we were coaching, middle school tennis, it's like, hey, do you want to play today or anything like that. It's more of and we've got the Wildcats coming out on the field. But you're usually looking at least 1, sometimes 2 or 3 years ahead in making those schedules. And again, the controversy as to whether they should be AA or AAA really put them in a bind.
Now both teams have entered the stadium set to come out for the coin toss. See who'll get the ball first here. And these are two prolific offenses, Zach. Again, Logan went blow for blow with Mingo Central in the first half last week before Mingo finally got some separation in that game. So whoever can get on top first here may be a big benefit to playing the game they want to play throughout. So I wouldn't be surprised to see whoever wins the toss take the ball first and try and go down and score.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Last week, even in the loss, Adam Basin threw for 312 yards of in the air for the Wildcats.
So now it looks like Chapmanville has won the toss, but they have elected to defer, it appears. So both teams shake hands, and we're going to get set for kickoff coming up here in just a moment. And like we said, the quick start is going to make a huge difference one side or the other. But we've seen Chapmanville, and they get up on teams early, they essentially go ahead and bury them right after the fact. And Logan cannot afford to fall behind by more than a score or two here tonight, I don't figure, with the way this team can run downhill on you, because Chapmanville just has weapons everywhere.
Yeah, and Logan has a lot of weapons in their running game. Levante Kinney comes in averaging about 37.5 yards per game. And he's a very versatile power back for the Wildcats. And so you've got him, you've got Caleb Johnson, they're short Lucas Lambert tonight. But, they're going to have to make do with the weapons that they do have on the inside and on their receiving core.
And I will say, I was trolling through the D&D page earlier, kind of checking out some of the comments. I couldn't help but laugh whenever someone brought up Levante Kinney, because they said, you all mispronounce his name all the time. It's Levante Kinney. I was like, you realize that just spelling it out online, not phonetically, is not helpful. I was like, maybe if we get a pronunciation, that'll help. But I couldn't help it. I just cracked up at that. There's no offense to anyone that posted it. It was just something that cracked me up.
Right, yeah. Names are hard to pronounce and understand a lot of times anyway. But I did know Levante, so I knew how to pronounce his name. But in other commentators' defense, it was spelled wrong on the SSAC website. So
now we are set to go here tonight at 7-0 Chapmanville, 6-1 Logan. Never have they been this good record-wise this deep into the season. And we're underway as Logan out across the 35-yard line will set up shop 1st and 10, as this first quarter being brought to you by the 1910 restaurant in downtown Logan.
Caden Justice with a good return there for the Wildcats.
Now they will get their first possession ready to go with Baisden at quarterback, trying to see if he can guide this this team to a win, unlike one that they've had in quite a while here on the island.
Outside of a playoff win this season, this would be one of the biggest wins in school history, I would venture a guess to say.
Drop the throw on first down, has plenty of time, unleashes down the left side, and incomplete as he tried to find his man Gage Green, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Gage Green coming off of an injury, and he's a very strong athlete. He's been a very dangerous weapon for the Wildcats, especially on the outside. And he's coming back. He's not played in about 3 games, and coming off of a foot injury. But he's looking good. He's moving. I saw him during pregame. He's moving around really well, so hopefully he has tended to that as best he could.
They'll send 4 receivers out in the formation here on 2nd and 10. Little throw into the flat, a little high and incomplete as he tried to find Zoe Murphy, and now quickly it's 3rd and 10 for the Wildcats.
So this has put the Wildcats in a place they don't want to be, deep in their own territory, 3rd and a mile. And so now they like to pass. They're a pass-first offense. They have been all year. But now you're facing probably the best defense that you've faced all year and that you probably will face all year, excluding a playoff appearance from Chapmanville, and the Tigers are pinning their ears back.
Here they come on 3rd and 10. Quick throw to the outside. Man was out there, but Baisden misfires trying to find Green, and 3 incompletions and a 3 and out for Logan to open the game. So again, that right there, that little out pattern they had open, but Baisden, you can tell the adrenaline's pumping a lot right now. Had a couple of passes miss high on that opening possession, and right there just wide of the mark.
You get the jitters sometimes. This is a big game. This is a big rivalry game.
Now Logan trying to get situated here for the punt. Again, Chapmanville with 2 extremely dangerous returners back. Let's see if Logan gives them a chance. They won't. They'll kick it short wisely here. Does check up, though, and take a Chapmanville hop back inside the 45, and they'll die at about the 43. So big start for Chapmanville, just as they've had in the first 7 games of the season. Can they get out on top once again here early as Dalton and this potent offense comes out here 1st and 10, and this is going to be a big ask for this Logan defense to try and slow this team down tonight.
Yeah, and, I've talked about this defense all year. One of the best Logan defenses that I've seen in all my years of broadcasting and of being a student and an employee of Logan High just over the course of my lifetime. But this defense has been incredible.
Throw into the flat on 1st down. They complete it to Collins. Collins shakes free, gets inside the 35 and down close to a 1st down as they'll pick up about 9 on 1st down. Jeremy Collins, he's not used as often as some of the other players in this lineup, but every time he touches the ball for Chapmanville, it turns into some sort of big gain or some big playmaker gain for him. And he gets 9 yards right away on 1st down. Tigers, they run a no huddle in name only usually. They like to get up to the line of scrimmage and then try and figure out the formation they want, try and figure out what they want to run against the defense. On 2nd and 1, they'll pitch it over to Collins, has a gap, gets inside the 30, and he's slung to the ground after a 1st down run.
So they're already identifying some holes in this Logan defense, getting it past that first layer, and it kind of becomes a little more open for the offense as they push up the field.
Big Rob Ball had to stop that time for Logan. Again, he's been an elite defensive lineman almost every year here as a Logan Wildcat.
He is the team sack leader. He's got 5 sacks on the year, averaging just a little under a sack a game. But his presence is very imposing on opposing offenses.
And I think you'll see him move him around a little bit tonight on the D-line just to try and make Chapmanville adjust. It's on 1st and 10. They give it to Kovac. Kovac breaks into the clear. He's to the 10, the 5. He's tackled at the goal line, but he's in. Touchdown, Chapmanville. 3 plays, and the Tigers in front 6-0.
Yeah, and so they got past the first layer of the offense, get into the backfield, and then they were home free. And that Logan secondary is going to have a hard time stopping a fast back like Kovac.
Again, he's just a big bull, and he's difficult to get to the ground. Whenever he gets a head of steam, it's almost impossible to try and figure out a way to get him down. They talk about him in practice as well and how physical he plays in practice. They said the games are a relief for most of the players on the sideline. They don't have to worry about getting hit anymore. They just worry about the other team getting hit.
Right. We're going to false start on the Tigers.
That'll move them back 5. Jonathan Farrell has been an excellent kicker for the Tigers, so this is still well within his range. He plays on the soccer team as well for the Tigers. So snap it back. Farrell's kick is up, and it is through. And with 9:57 to go in the first quarter, Chapmanville leads it 7-0. We'll be back after this as you're watching Logan and Chapmanville High School football action right here on the D&D Sports Network.
Getting ready for sports means protecting those eyes. Up to 90% of sport-related eye injuries can be prevented with proper eye protection. White Eye Care knows this and is committed to providing the best protective sportswear for your child's eyes. As a proud sponsor of our community sports programs, we want to see our kids protected, from the little ones up to the big leagues. Our huge selection of eyewear makes finding that perfect pair easy. So win big this season. Call White Eye Care in Logan for an appointment today.
Here at Logan Bank and Trust, we are committed to serving the needs of the Southern Coalfields.
For any of your financial needs, we encourage you to stop by one of our 5 convenient locations or apply online today at lbnt.com.
Whether you choose to stop by or visit us online, our team is here to help you every step of the way.
Buying a new home, expanding your business, choose Logan Bank and Trust.
Chapmanville will kick a line drive off towards the Wildcats as Green will bring it back across the 30 and goes out of bounds along the far side as Logan will open up on their second possession, trailing at 7-0. Chris Kidd and Zach Anderson with you, J.J. Pruitt, our engineer. And so 2 very different opening drives there, Zach. Again, 3 and out for Logan, 3 plays and a touchdown for Chapmanville.
It was the best of times and it was the worst of times for these 2 county rivals. And the Wildcats now looking to go back and to try not to repeat those mistakes. They were finding guys open and they had, they were able to get some busted coverage and find some busted coverage, but weren't able to capitalize on any of that.
Keep it on the ground for the first time tonight as I'll run it off the right side. A little bit of a gain there for Caleb Johnson, the sophomore, as he'll push it up towards the 35 for close to a gain of 3.
A few weeks ago, Caleb Johnson had 4 runs for over 20 yards each. Every one of them got called back for some kind of procedure, whether it was illegal formation, false start, whatever, and negated all of that.
And that's something that Wildcats can ill afford here tonight, or penalties and turnovers. As back to throw is Baisden, a little throw into the flat, completes it across the 40, out close to the 45 goes Murphy, and that'll be the first down for Logan.
Murphy, one of the team's receiving leaders, and he has been a very, very dangerous threat for this Wildcat offense.
Yeah, he was huge in middle school for the Timberwolves at the time, both in football and basketball, and now as a sophomore in high school, he's starting to assert himself more and more as the season goes along. And this is what Logan needs. Again, big plays can come and go, but I said just moving the chains, keeping possession, that'll be key. And wow, what a run there by Johnson as he plows over top of a defender and has it across midfield for a gain of 6.
And the Logan offense all year, I've watched almost all of their games, has been predicated on maybe 5 or 6 big plays a game that really puts them in a good position to score. And that is something they're going to, they can't blow those big plays when they find them and when they are able to find some explosiveness on offense.
Second down and 4 now. It's Baisden. Looks at 2 receivers to each side. Johnson in the backfield with him. Take the snap, gives it off to Johnson, has a nice little push, gets surged forward inside the 45, and he's got a first down. And Rob Ball, what a great job by him finishing his block.
This is a very determined offensive line. They are so far, didn't run it at all that first drive, but now they are really pushing Chapmanville down the field physically in the trenches, and that has made created a lot of success for the run game.
And again, this is big if Logan can have a running game here tonight against the Chapmanville defense. It opens up some lanes for Baisden to maybe throw in, and Chapmanville just can't sit on the pass all night long. The Tigers looking like they're showing some pressure from the edge. Witt looked like he was coming. Now he'll drop out as Logan changes up the play as Baisden looks. Down to 3 seconds on the play clock. Down to 1. He's got to snap it and just does. They give it off to Johnson again. He's got a little bit of a gap, but Chapmanville closes it up after a gain of about 2.
All you need if you're planning on sticking it on the ground is 3 yards in a cloud of dust. And
yes.
so you got about that. So they're almost on schedule offensively.
And that's the thing. If you're Logan, again, you love to pass the ball a lot, but in games like this, you've got to have both things at your disposal. You got to have time of possession. You can't have big 3 and outs and Chapmanville just getting the ball back, or else this game could get away from you quick. So this has been a big response so far for Logan. Can they continue it? 1 second down, quick throw to the outside. Murphy hit in the backfield and brought down as that was read aggressively by Evan Witt, and now a flag comes in after the play, and we could have taunting here possibly against Chapmanville. The officials yet to make a signal, but again, you saw Witt how fired up he was after the play. Would have been a loss of about 3 in a 3rd and 11, but now is going to be a first down for Logan.
And this is something that you're wanting to take advantage of if you're the Wildcats. You were starting to get a little off schedule, and then that penalty puts you in, you're knocking on the edge of the red zone. And the run game, you're able to keep this defense honest. So if you do want to pull up, run play action, or take a deep shot right here, now's your chance.
We close in on 6:35 to go here in the first quarter. 7-0 Chapmanville on our wide eye care scoreboard. So hand it off to the left side. Nice little corner push, getting to the outside, and a good game by Levante Kinney as he'll pick up more than 5, close to 7 on that carry.
And again, Kinney coming in here almost 40 yards per game, and it's runs like that where he gets a good chunk, puts you right on the edge of the sticks to make some progress, and that has been his bread and butter all year.
Now we have a Tiger player down. We'll step aside for a quick break and be back after this as you're watching high school football on the D&D Sports Network.
I'm Devin Maynard. I'm number 11.
I'm Keziah Joppa, number 3.
My name is Dakota Dalton, number 15.
I am Rob Bull, number 70.
I'm Bryson Eli, number 28.
I'm Bam Coleman, number 20.
My name is Preston Kovac, number 22.
I'm Lucas Lambert, number 10.
My name is Cameron Sloan, number 1.
I'm Bones Lafferty, number 28. You can catch me every Friday night on D&D Sports.
Preston Kovac was the man down for Chapmanville, had to be helped off the field. And that could be a huge loss for Chapmanville if he has a sustained injury in this game. Didn't put any weight on it for a bit coming off the field, then started to as he was being helped off. But now it's 2nd down and 5 as they'll go back to Kinney. He'll push into the middle, and he'll pick up about 3 more yards to make it 3rd and 2. But without Kovac out there right now, Zach, this is a big opportunity for Logan to take advantage of that. He's one of their biggest hitters and best tacklers.
Yeah, and if you're the Wildcats, this is, again, you've been granted another opportunity to kind of take advantage of a mismatch with the Chapmanville defense, and you're going to have to exploit it while you can.
3rd and 2 play coming up here for Logan as Baisden operates out of the shotgun. He's got Kinney and Johnson in the backfield with him. 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 up top. Baisden trying to get them to jump off sides. Chapmanville holds their water. They give it off to Kinney. He's got a hole off to the outside, inside the 20 to the 15, and he's pushed out of bounds. Another Logan first down.
And this Wildcat offense, if they're able to do this all night, it's going to be a really rough night for the Chapmanville defense, Chris.
And I tell you, they've run the ball very effectively. Not a lot of teams have done that against Chapmanville thus far this season. Again, Chapmanville's got a big front, but so does Logan. And right now, the Logan offensive line winning the battle on this drive.
Yeah, and Logan, like I said, they pass a lot. They are a pass-heavy offense. But tonight on this drive, they've had a lot of sustained success by just running the ball, getting open on the outside.
They'll stay on the ground here as Johnson. Wow, what a second effort by Johnson. He was hit at the line of scrimmage and still surged forward for a couple of yards there at the end. That'll make it 2nd and about 8 now for Logan.
But this is not something that they have done a lot this year. They play kind of like a Big Ten team. You know, when they get up to a lead, they pass the ball a lot. But now they're in a game where they know they have to keep it close and can't afford a lot of mistakes, so keeping it on the ground, playing it safe, and it's working to their advantage as we got a flag.
And so this comes down before the play ever gets started, normally against the offense, and that's exactly what it'll be, a false start against Logan. And you look down the sideline, Kovac is up doing a mini jog right now and trying to get himself ready to go again, so he appears to be better than he was about 5 minutes ago. So we'll see if Kovac's able to re-enter this game anytime soon. Hopefully it's nothing serious for him after being helped off the field earlier. But now it's going to be 2nd and 13 for Logan, and this is an area where they can run into trouble if they're not careful, playing behind the sticks against this good Chapmanville defense. Back to throw his Bastings. Quick slant, has a man open. Down to the 5-yard line goes Braden Craddock, and it'll be 3rd and 2.
Good job getting, on the crosser there, getting some availability for his receiver. And now that puts this Logan offense in scoring position.
Yeah, that was just a quick slant that Craddock won on that time. I think Chapmanville thought they were going to run something a little bit deeper to the outside. But Craddock just broke it off on the slant, and it was wide open for him. So now you've possibly got 2 plays to get 2 yards here if you're Logan.
Slant till you can't.
I like it. I haven't heard that before. The old Northwestern offense.
Right.
Now on 3rd and 2, they'll give it off to Kenny. He jump steps in the hole, pushes forward. This is going to be close. He's right near the marker, but he looks to be a little shy.
Yeah, I think they're going to mark it probably 4th and inches.
And it will be 4th and just inside of 1 yard for Logan, it appears. And they'll obviously go for it in this scenario. Well, right here is a game-changing play already in the opening quarter, Zach. And Logan trails at 7-0 after Chapmanville marched it right down the field in 3 plays on their first drive. Can Logan respond right here? They've got 2 backs in the backfield. Baisden goes with a hard count, down to 4, down to 3 on the play clock. And Logan's going to let it run out and call for time here with 3:21 left in the opening quarter. We'll be back right after this as you're watching high school football action on the D&D Sports Network.
Looking for a new healthcare provider? Come see us at Tug Valley Wellness Clinic. We take all patients from the ages 2 and up. Our staff has over 30 years of medical experience. We do everything from DOT physicals, wellness exams, adult and child, walk-in visits, and more. Call us today at 304-236-3601 or reach us Monday through Friday.
At Logan Regional Medical Center, our comprehensive inpatient rehabilitation program helps get you back to living life. With an 8-bed unit for patients 18 and over, our caring team of doctors, nurses, and rehabilitation specialists work with you, providing a full line of services to help you restore your capabilities and get you back home and back to living. Logan Regional Medical Center, providing inpatient rehabilitation close to home.
On 4th and 1 from the 3, Logan will go for it, trailing by 7. They'll give it off to the big man, rumbling forward, pushing, and that should be enough for a first down for Logan.
I think he got it.
They gave it to Jack Ball, the junior, and Nick Booth going to the trick bag right away here. Early Halloween for him. That'll give Logan a much-needed first down.
A trick and a treat for the Wildcats.
And I tell you, Nick Booth, along with Zach Belcher, they've done such a tremendous job this year.
They have. Both great guys.
Absolutely. I said not only good coaches, but good leaders as well, good people. So I said you couldn't ask for something better for both these sides. They'll give it off on 1st and goal. Johnson pushes forward, and he's in. Logan into the end zone with 2:56 to play in the first, and we're an extra point away from being all tied up.
And we got a flag. I'm going to guess taunting because it was way after the play.
Yeah, I'm like you. I believe this is going to be after the play, so this could be affected on the kickoff one way or the other. As they're coming over to talk to Coach Belcher now, so likely this is going to be against Logan. So maybe trying to see if they want to assess it now or on the kickoff. Yes, there it is. Personal foul against Logan on the play. So they will assess that on the kickoff. As Logan now will attempt to try and kick the extra point to even things up. Again, what a drive and what a response by the Wildcats after going 3 and out and seeing Chapmanville march down the field. They come right back, and now a chance to even things up. Snap is back, good hold, kick is up, and it is through. And with 2:56 to go here in the opening quarter, we're all even at 7 apiece. Back after this as you're watching high school football right here on the D&D Sports Network.
If you got a big job to get done, don't just trust any flagging service. Call Diamond Flagging Service. Diamond Flagging Service keeps your community safe while also making sure it stays moving. Give Diamond Flagging Service a call today for their services. They also offer amazing job opportunities. Diamond Flagging Services, proud supporter of the Mountain Athletes.
Two-yard touchdown run by Caleb Johnson ties the game at 7 apiece. Chris Kidd and Zach Anderson with you. J.J. Pruitt, our engineer, as kickoff comes down about the 40. Now a spin move broken off there at midfield. Trying to find some open space is Evan Strange, and he'll be brought down right at midfield.
And that was an incredible effort for Strange, moving the ball up the field. I mean, almost breaking into Logan territory.
And we want to thank some of our other sponsors tonight. Logan Regional Hospital, Blessings and Blooms, and again, our first quarter sponsor here tonight, the 1910 restaurant in downtown Logan. Literally just right across the street from where I live now.
Have you been yet?
I have not, but I plan on going very soon. Again, once I got settled in, I was like, that's definitely going to be on my to-do list. So give it off to Kovac. Thankfully, he's all right after the injury, and he shows little effects as he runs over a man right about the 42-yard line, and that'll be close to a first down.
No, he did not run like a guy who just went off the field for an injury a few plays ago.
And he has just been a monster all year long in the running game and on the defensive side of the ball. So he's someone that Chapmanville definitely didn't want to see down earlier, and definitely missed him on that touchdown drive by Logan near the end. Chapmanville going quickly here, 2nd and 1. Dalton takes snap, quick throw out in the flat, complete to Trey Ward, one of the most dangerous men in the state. He takes it down the sideline inside the 30, and he'll have a first down for Chapmanville.
Trey Ward, the state champion in 100-meter dash last year.
Yeah, that's all you need to know about Trey Ward's speed.
Yeah, for the uninitiated listening on at home, as a former track coach, the 100-meter dash is the hardest race to run. It's like, well, it's so short, but you have to have an engine to be able to go that fast and that sort of a distance.
And whenever you get older like myself and others, I said, it takes about 5 minutes to get out of bed in the morning. So I said, that is an impressive feat.
Yes.
1st and 10 for Chapmanville. They'll hand it off on the inside. Nice little gap for Kovac. Spins away, fighting forward, and he'll be near another first down as he gets down inside the 20 to about the 17.
And a good second effort after making contact from Kovac, and he's just an incredibly tough athlete, and just one of those kids that it's remarkable to watch when they're out there performing.
Now he'll come off the field after close to an 8-yard gain. You can see still a little ginger coming towards the sideline with that ankle injury. And he may go over and get checked on again here as he goes and sits down on the bench. So hopefully Kovac, he's going to be trying to fight through it all evening long if he continues. Dalton will quick throw to the outside, a little too strong for Austin Atkins, and that'll make it 3rd down and 2 for Chapmanville.
And a little bit more insight into what Logan did on their last drive. They burned almost 6 minutes off the clock, going from their own about 30-yard line all the way down. Our statistician, Grayson Sanders, said it was 7 minutes and 2 seconds that they burned off the clock.
And that's what Logan's got to do tonight. I mean, shorten this game, clock-eating drives, because you see what Chapmanville's doing. Again, they're already down inside the 20. Logan has forced their first 3rd down of the night, but Chapmanville can just march up and down the field on you in a hurry if you don't have a way of trying to slow them down. It's on 3rd and 2. They'll give it off to Collins. Flag comes down. Collins going to get brought down in the backfield, and that'll be a loss on the play. And let's check on the penalty now. That penalty flag came out immediately. And this could be an interesting call for Nick Booth if it's on Chapmanville. You've got 4th and about 3 now. You could force it to 3rd and 7, and it will be an illegal formation against Chapmanville.
Yeah, so this Logan defense most likely going to pin their ears back, try to at least simulate a little more pressure on the outside, and then potentially drop back.
And I do like the call by Nick Booth there, declining that penalty. Again, you don't want to give this Chapmanville offense extra chances.
No.
So take your gamble and try and get the stop here on 4th and 3 if you're Logan. Chapmanville lines up now out of the shotgun. Dalton has time, rolls to the outside, looking, fires towards the end zone. It's caught. Was he inbounds? Yes! Touchdown, Tigers. It's Trey Ward winning the battle to the corner.
And that's what this Tiger offense can do. They can score in 4 or 5 plays, and Logan, that's what they have to compete with. And so they're going to have to really methodically drive up and down the field and keep this offense off the field.
And I'll be honest, Zach, I couldn't believe Dalton threw that pass at first because I was looking downfield and I was like, well, Logan's got that covered up. And Dalton just threw a BB right in there, and Ward able to get good position to box his man out and make that grab. As Farrell's extra point, a line drive up and through, and Chapmanville retakes the lead at 14-7 with exactly 1 minute left in the opening quarter. Back after this as you're watching high school football here on the D&D Sports Network.
Looking for a new healthcare provider? Come see us at Tug Valley Wellness Clinic. We take all patients from the ages 2 and up. Our staff has over 30 years of medical experience. We do everything from DOT physicals, wellness exams, adult and child, walk-in visits, and more. Call us today at 304-236-3601 or reach us Monday through Friday.
Yard touchdown pass from Dakota Dalton to Trey Ward gives Chapmanville the lead back. Chris Kidd, Zach Anderson with you with J.J. Pruitt, our engineer, as Chapmanville will just kick it out of bounds right about the 34-yard line here, not giving Logan an opportunity to return the ball. So Logan will set up with good field position. And, you know, if you're Chapmanville, again, it's more of the same of what we've seen throughout the year. If you're Logan, you got close to a stop right there, and you made Chapmanville work a little bit more downfield, but now comes the key part for Logan, keeping pace here tonight.
Yeah, and this Chapmanville offense is very Kansas City-esque in the fact that they're able to score so quick. They have so many weapons on on the outside, and, I mean, they've got one of the fastest kids in the state as their primary receiver. So that opens up a lot of availability for that offense.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Logan from the 39-yard line after the penalty is assessed. Again, Logan ran the ball so well on the last drive. We'll see if they elect to try and stick with that a little bit more on this drive. Again, a 7-minute touchdown drive for the Wildcats a moment ago after going 3 and out on their first possession. We've had 3 touchdowns ever since that opening 3 and out. So on 1st and 10, they'll give it off to Johnson. Big collision at the line of scrimmage, but he wins a little bit of the battle fighting forward, close to about a 3-yard pickup.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, if you're able to constantly keep, gaining ground, and now, they only have to run one more play before the end of the quarter. So, I mean, you're playing this game on your terms, and that's what Coach Booth is going to continue to do.
Johnson, just a sophomore, again, big, strong kid. We're down to 30 seconds left here in the first quarter. Baisden goes back to his play sheet. Talks to Johnson in the backfield, or Kenny in the backfield here on 2nd and 7. They throw into the slant, almost intercepted as breaking in on the route was Benji Adkins, and he almost had a house call for 6.
Yeah, that was a dangerous throw from the Wildcats. And, now you're 3rd and forever.
Yeah, this is going to be a 3rd down and 7 here for Logan after that near interception. And you see the adjustment Chapmanville made right there. Again, that slant worked a couple of times on that last drive for Logan. That time Atkins, instead of rushing, just dropped back into coverage, read the play, and almost had the interception. Now Basin on 3rd and 7. Chapmanville just rushes 3. Throw it over the middle. tipped and nearly intercepted by Ward. And that went off his receiver's hands as he tried to find Green. He threw it behind him just to try and throw him open a little bit and just couldn't make the adjustment. Now it's 4th down.
And, from up here, it did look like Ward was able to get underneath it to secure an interception, but the side judge saw it hit the ground.
So now Logan will go 3 and out, and they'll punt it away here as Ward and Adkins both back deep to return. As we said, if either one of them get their hands on the ball, if you're the punting team, you're holding your breath from then on out. As Logan will kick it away. It's a line drive. Could it have a chance here, but it scoots away. Good hop for Logan as it goes down to about the 15-yard line, and it'll be killed there with 2.3 seconds to play. Yeah, right there you thought maybe that was an opportunity for a return for Chapmanville, but that just hit and skipped off to the left. So I don't know if Logan had a little extra English on that or he was just a fortunate hop, but that's exactly what you want to do on a kickoff to either of those guys.
Oh, yeah. You want to keep the ball as far out of their hands as you can.
So Chapmanville will have to run one more play before the end of the first quarter here, leading at 14-7. Chapmanville has scored on each of their first 2 drives thus far tonight. As Dalton will operate out of the shotgun here. We'll have 2 receivers, 3 receivers to the bottom, 1 up top. He'll give it off to Collins here. He comes with a burst, breaks out at the 20, cuts back inside, cuts back outside, cuts back inside again. Collins pinballs around, and now he breaks free. He's at midfield in a foot race now to the 40, 35, and brought down from behind. Jeremy Collins works magic once again as we close out the first quarter, and Chapmanville leading Logan 14-7. We'll be back after this as you're watching high school football with us right here on the D&D Sports Network.
Here at Logan Bank & Trust, we are committed to serving the needs of the Southern Coalfields.
For any of your financial needs, we encourage you to stop by one of our 5 convenient locations or apply online today at lbnt.com.
Whether you choose to stop by or visit us online, our team is here to help you every step of the way.
Buying a new home, expanding your business? Choose Logan Bank & Trust. Let's bank together.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Come on down to Three Guys Pizza and Brew in Williamson, West Virginia. We're located on the corner of Harvey Street and 3rd Avenue. We got great deals on pizzas, sandwiches, and more. You get great service with great pricing. Enjoy your birthday or ball games with us here at Three Guys Pizza and Brew. Look forward to seeing you.
I'm Devin Maynard. I'm number 11.
I'm Keziah Joplin, number 3.
My name is Dakota Dalton, number 15.
I am Rob Bull, number 70.
I'm Bryson Eli, number 28.
I'm Bam Coleman, number 20.
My name's Preston Kovac, number 22.
I'm Lucas Lambert, number 10.
My name's Cameron Sloan, number 1.
I'm Bones Lafferty, number 28. You can catch me every Friday night on D&D Sports.
Seven 7-0 Chapmanville leads 6-1 Logan as we start quarter number 2. Chris Kidd with you, Zach Anderson alongside me with J.J. Pruitt, our engineer, as Dalton hands it off to Ward, sweeping to the outside. He's to the 20, cuts inside, and he'll have a nice little pickup on first down just about inside the 15-yard line. Again, it was a big run by Jeremy Collins, setting up Chapmanville in the red zone once again now. And it looks like they'll call it a gain of about 8 here for Ward.
And, you know, in baseball, when you're on second base, you're in scoring position. And in the Chapmanville offense, anytime they're on the field, they're in scoring position because they had 2 seconds left in that quarter.
They nearly scored, and now they might score here. A quick little throw to Ward. Breaks out of a pile, dives towards the pylon, and Trey Ward has his second touchdown of the game. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns for the undefeated Tigers.
And again, you know, they can score from anywhere. They're very versatile on offense and at every position. They can run it. Quarterback, they've got a good ground game. and they can make those little out passes to guys like Trey Ward to go in and score short, fast, and in a hurry.
It is. I mean, you've seen it so far. If you haven't seen Chapmanville at all this season, again, Kovac gets the big touchdown right away. Then Trey Ward with 2 great catches. Jeremy Collins with some great runs already. And we haven't even seen the full arsenal for this Chapmanville team yet as Farrell puts through the extra point. It's 21-7 Tigers early in the second. Back after this as you're watching high school football action here on the D&D Sports Network.
At Logan Regional Medical Center, our comprehensive inpatient rehabilitation program helps get you back to living life. With an 8-bed unit for patients 18 and over, our caring team of doctors, nurses, and rehabilitation specialists work with you, providing a full line of services to help you restore your capabilities and get you back home and back to living. Logan Regional Medical Center, providing inpatient rehabilitation close to home.
(21-7), Chapmanville leads it early in the second quarter as McClanahan will kick it away. Takes a couple of hops down to about the 12-yard line, picked up there by Caden Justice as he tries to get outside, but good coverage by Chapmanville, and they'll be pinned inside the 20-yard line. And this right here, Zach, is a pivotal moment for this Logan club. Again, they got the score to tie the game, but since then, Chapmanville scored 14 unanswered, and they seem like they're on a downhill slope running away right now.
Yeah, Logan really, they're in a position right now to where they can still play the game the way that they want to, running the ball, but this is probably the last. If you do not score on this drive, this is probably the last chance that you get to do that. Otherwise, the rest of the game, you're going to have to be airing it out in order to try to attempt to keep this one close.
Like we talked about, it's tough to want to do that whenever you got Watts, Ward, and so many good corners out there for Chapmanville, Witt and company. I mean, they cover so well. Logan put together a great drive on their second drive. Can they duplicate it here? Chapmanville showing a little pressure off the corner here. They'll lay back as they give it off to Johnson. Johnson pushing out across the 20, and he'll have about 3 yards on first down. And that's what they want to do, just kind of settle things down right now if you're Logan.
You don't want to get too jittery. That first drive was kind of emblematic of where they found themselves in this last drive. It was a tale of two teams in that, just in and of the Wildcats, because they came out the first drive, they threw it 3 times, couldn't hack it, and then came out with a 7-minute touchdown drive, and it looked like they were going to be in the driver's seat till Chapmanville came out and in just a couple seconds had flipped field position and were in scoring position, and they've scored twice since then.
Easton will throw it out into the flat, completes it, getting through a man. Nice running here by Johnson as he'll push his way out close to the 25-yard line. And, boy, for him to just be a sophomore, Zach, he packs a big punch every time he gets the ball in his hands.
He does, and he has been lethal on offense for the Wildcats.
They've needed him here tonight, and every bit of the yardage he's picked up. As it's third down and about 3 here for Logan. Again, on our White Eye Care scoreboard, 21-7. Chapmanville leads it here early in the second quarter. Easton now looks back to the sideline. Logan looks to adjust their play. And that's the good thing, too, about both these offenses. You'll see them adjust to whatever they see in front of them on the defensive side as I'll hand it off to Johnson trying to get to the corner, and he won't quite get there, but it's going to be a flag as it looks like they may get a face mask here on Chapmanville.
And so you've been blessed with a good opportunity if you're the Wildcats. If this is going to go against the Tigers, we'll see what the White Hat has to say.
Yeah, we didn't clearly see the face mask, but we did see Johnson's head and shoulders go half Linda Blair on us right there. So it was a pretty easy call, it appeared. So that'll bring Logan out to about the 41-yard line again. They were aided a little bit on the unsportsmanlike conduct against Chapmanville on their touchdown drive. Let's see if this gives them a boost now to try and go down on this drive.
Yeah, and you were starting to find yourself in some murky waters if you're the Wildcats. But this kind of bails you out, gives you a little bit of a breath of fresh air and some breathing room.
Basin will take the snap, gives it off to Johnson. Chapmanville crowds the line this time, though, and he's got nowhere to go. Actually, that's Jack Ball they gave the ball to, and he ends up getting brought down for about a 3-yard loss. So they tried to go back to the big lineman on that play, just as they did on that 4th and 1 down near the goal line, but this time Chapmanville read it immediately.
And featuring Ball in the running game, something they've not done a lot of this year, as well as Johnson getting a lot of reps here tonight, more so than he has throughout the season.
And you see they're giving him a little bit of a breather right now as Keeney back in at running back for the Wildcats here on 2nd and 13. Basin will drop the throw, fires over the middle, almost picked on the ricochet. Was it caught? Yes, it was. Austin Adkins with the first turnover of the game. And you hear the Chapmanville fans celebrating down in front of us. That pass was a bullet from Basin that went off of one defender's hands for Chapmanville, as it looked like Jackson Lusk had his hands on it at first for the Tigers, and then it ricocheted all the way over to Austin Adkins, who was able to dive and make the grab. Now if you're Logan, you're really staring down a barrel here as Chapmanville has it at the 47, leading by 14. They hand it off. Nice cut in the middle by Collins. Here he goes to the outside, to 30, 25 to 20, and he's brought down deep in Logan territory again. Jeremy Collins has been a one-man wrecking crew every time he's touched the ball tonight.
Yeah, and if you're the Wildcats, things really went from bad to worse in a pretty, almost an immediate frame of time. And now you've got the Tigers, deep in their own, right in their own red zone. And you've shown a little bit of an ability to be able to stop them, but it has not been nearly enough to mitigate how overpowered this Chapmanville offense has been.
Well, Logan catches a little bit of a break here. A hold going to be called on Chapmanville. So it's going to wipe out about 25 yards of that run and bring it back to the Logan 40-yard line. And it's going to be first down about 3 now for Chapmanville as the hold occurred downfield. So they just bring it back to where the hold occurred at and then march off the yardage from there. So in essence, it turns into more or less a 7-yard run at the end of the day. Collins will remain in as the back next to Dalton. So give it off to Collins. Collins once again has a burst inside the 30, spinning inside, gets away from a tackler, and he's down inside the 25-yard line. It's been 9+ yards every time Collins has touched the ball here tonight.
Yeah, and almost an immediate getting back to where they were on that rebound.
So again, that penalty does not harm Chapmanville in the long run, and they are inside the Logan 25-yard line once again. Again, it's been 3 touchdown drives to start this game for Chapmanville, looking to make it 4 for 4 now and really put Logan in a hole here midway through the second quarter. Dalton will drop the throw, has plenty of time, fires over the middle, has a man caught by Benji Adkins, and he'll wrestle into the end zone. Touchdown, Chapmanville. The second touchdown throw of the night for Dalton, and the Tigers leading it 27-7 with 8:04 to go in the half.
Yeah, and Logan, they just haven't been able to show any signs of stopping this. And again, not just them, but everybody Chapmanville has played this year has not been able to show any signs that they are able to really put the clamp down on this high-powered offense.
I agree with you. It's not a Logan problem. It's a state of West Virginia problem right now, trying to stop this Chapmanville offense. As the extra point good by Farrell, and it's a 28-7 lead for the Tigers. We'll be back after this as you're watching high school football action here on the D&D Sports Network.
Smokey Armstrong here from United Motorsports of Belfry. Looking for your next adventure? We've got the motorcycles, side-by-sides, and ATVs needed to take your riding to the next level. Whether you're hitting the track, enjoying the trails, exploring the open road, or seeking comfort and style, we've got you covered with trusted brands like Honda, Polaris, and Kawasaki. At United Motorsports, we're not just about selling power sports, we're passionate about helping you find the perfect ride. Our team will work with you to customize your vehicle, offer expert advice, and provide top-notch service. No matter where your adventure takes you, ready to get started? Call us at 606-237-7311 or visit www.
28-7, Chapmanville on top here with 8:04 left in the first half. Chris Kidd here with you, Zach Anderson alongside me with J.J. Pruitt.
Yeah, I was about to say his foot was out of bounds.
Yeah, that's just a tough break for Logan as that kick was fielded by Easton Craddock right along the sideline. Great kick by McClanahan, but Craddock had a foot out of bounds, so that's where Logan will start. Like we said, it's been a tough, about 10-minute stretch here for Logan. Ever since they tied the game at 7, Chapmanville has scored 3 unanswered touchdowns now, and that one coming after the interception a moment ago. And now Logan going to try and gain some momentum back. They are in desperate need of a drive right now. As you look at our sponsors here tonight, I want to thank them again. Bronze Beauty, Bronze Babe, Stereo Video Unlimited, J&J Mobile, Hacienda Mexican Restaurant, the 1910 Restaurant in downtown Logan, Perry Brothers Pawn, Giovanni's of Danville, Chiefs of Logan, Wide Eye Care, PT12, Domino Printing, Trend Services, Hill Chiropractic, Williamson Auto Sales, Logan Regional Hospital, Blessings and Blooms, and Aracoma Drug Store. Well, Zach, we had a little bit of a change in the call right there. They say that it's a kick out of bounds on Chapmanville. I don't know if I agree with that call.
Yeah, I don't know about that either because he made the reception and stepped out of bounds.
Yeah. And I'm not going to blame the officials on that. They may just be going by whatever the rule says, but if the rule says something like that, I don't know if I totally agree with that, but then again, nobody ever asked me, so
that's why we're up here, yeah.
I was going to say, so what does it matter what I think? So it'll be 1st and 10 on their own 35-yard line. Good hole for Johnson. He breaks across the 50, and a nice game for him of 15-plus yards as Atkins has to get him to the ground. Well, that was much needed for Logan, a 17-yard pickup and all. Again, Chapmanville gets the ball to start the third quarter too, Zach, so Logan, really it almost feels like a must-have drive right now.
Yeah, this is a must-have. You have to score on this possession. You know, I said that the last time, but you really have to score on this possession.
Like now it's even more true.
Right.
It'll be 1st and 10 at the Chapmanville 48-yard line. I like that they didn't get away from the running game right away there. As Baisden looks to throw, quick little hitter to the outside, completes it, gets a good block on the outside. Nice job by Justice, getting as much as he could. Inside, stepping out of bounds after a gain of about 6. It looks like they'll spot him at the 42-yard line. Again, 7:16 to go here in the first half. We've seen this Logan offense. They can strike extremely quick as well. Again, they've put a ton of points on the board all season long, so that they're far from out of it in any game that they're in. But they've got to get a score here and then find a way somehow to stop this Chapmanville offense.
Yeah, and this is an offense this is the best offense that I've watched all year in the Chapmanville Tigers.
Give it off to Johnson. Somehow he squirted loose and got down inside the 40. He's going to be just shy of the first down, but that looked to be going nowhere, and he turned it into about a 3-yard gain.
And in looking at Chapmanville's record this year and their schedule, it seems like every week that's the best offense that team has seen so far.
I was going to say, it seems to have been a recurring theme from a lot of teams that they've gone up against this year. Right now, Logan has seen 28 points put up against them here in the first half as Chapmanville has scored a touchdown on all 4 of their drives thus far. Logan got 1 on their second drive, but now in desperate need of a score to try and pull back to within 2 scores. They give it off to Johnson on 3rd and short, but he's not going to get there as he's stacked up at the line of scrimmage, and now it's going to be 4th and 1.
And for the rest of this game, for the Wildcats, every 4th down, you're going to have to go for it.
I agree. If it's 4th and you can pick it up somehow,
yeah,
I don't think you have much of a choice now.
Anything under 4th and 20 is go for it territory.
This one, thankfully, about a 4th and 1, maybe about 1.5 yards as they push him back to the 40-yard line. But this does leave open a lot of options for Logan here on this 4th and 1, but they got to hurry now. They're down to 8 on the play clock. As Baisden still talking with his backs here with 5, with 4. Baisden takes a snap, gives it off to Kenny. He drives forward, and he's not going to get there. Chapmanville makes the stop on 4th down. Oh man, the emotion on the Chapmanville sideline and in their crowd right now. They are really feeling themselves after these last 3 scores and now 2 turnovers in a row to get the ball back.
Yeah, and that was incredible penetration by the Chapmanville defense to get into the Logan backfield and shut them down and stall that drive.
Now the Tigers go back to work again. They've been without Kovac here for a bit now. Again, he had that ankle injury, it looked like, on the defensive side early in the first quarter. Jeremy Collins has been getting much of the workload now as he'll get the handoff, tries to get free. Nice job of finally wrapping him up by the Logan Wildcats. They held him to only a 4-yard run that time, Zach.
Right.
He's losing his luster now.
Yeah, the magic is wearing off that has enchanted this defense or this offense so far today.
And if you're just joining us, Jeremy Collins has just been unreal every time he's touched the ball here tonight. That is his shortest gain of the day, and it's actually close to a 5-yard pickup. So what is great for other teams is lackluster for Jeremy Collins. He's got to get it together now. I think we're going to the line of scrimmage on 2nd and 5. Dalton gives it off to Collins. Collins with a hole off the left side. Just the turbo speed he's able to hit once he gets past the line of scrimmage, and he gets down to the 44, a pickup of 11.
His feet kind of looked like on the Flintstones where they're running in the car. It's just like,
yeah.
It didn't even look like they were moving because they were moving so fast.
And he was out pretty much all of last year with a broken wrist that he kept trying to get back from, and he broke it in such a tough way that it was hard for it to heal. And I remember I had him in class last year, and he was definitely disheartened by not being able to play. And he's been making the most of his senior year so far with the opportunities he's been given. And if Kovac's out for an extended time here, he's going to get a lot more opportunities as Chapmanville will burn a timeout now with 4:18 to play in the first half and leading it by 21. We'll be back after this as you're watching high school football action on the D&D Sports Network.
Here at Logan Bank and Trust, we are committed to serving the needs of the Southern Coalfields.
For any of your financial needs, we encourage you to stop by one of our 5 convenient locations or apply online today at lbnt.com.
Whether you choose to stop by or visit us online, our team is here to help you every step of the way.
Buying a new home, expanding your business? Choose Logan Bank and Trust. Let's bank together.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Getting ready for sports means protecting those eyes. Up to 90% of sport-related eye injuries can be prevented with proper eye protection. White Eye Care knows this and is committed to providing the best protective sportswear for your child's eyes. As a proud sponsor of our community sports programs, we want to see our kids protected, from the little ones up to the big leagues. Our huge selection of eyewear makes finding that perfect pair easy. So win big this season. Call White Eye Care in Logan for an appointment today.
4:18 left here in the first half. Chapmanville leading it 28-7. And on the move again as they'll give it off. Collins disappears into the line and pushes inside the 40, down close to the 39 as a pickup of 5 on first down. And Chapmanville maybe trying to work more clock here now with about 4 minutes to go in the half, seeing if they can get the last drive, but now a man down for Logan. And it appears to be Rob Ball, and if so, that's a big loss for Logan as they come out to check on the big man. So let's step aside for a quick break and be back after this as you're watching high school football on the D&D Sports Network. Rob Ball helped off under his own power a little bit over to the sideline. Hopefully he'll be all right. We've seen key injuries to both sides now here in the first half as Collins gets the handoff on 2nd and 5. He gets to the corner. Collins in a foot race and caught at the last moment just about at the 5-yard line, and it's going to be 1st and goal to go for the Tigers.
And I'm just going to be completely honest. I don't know how anybody can catch him because he just moves so fast. He looks like a gazelle out there moving about the field. And so for one of the defenders to be able to stop him, it's like it's almost miraculous.
Now it looks like it's going to get wiped out as we have a penalty flag. So that'll be the second big run that Collins has had taken back because of a hold. This will bring it all the way back to the Logan 40-yard line now. As it'll be 2nd down and 6 overall for the Tigers. 3:55 left here in the second quarter. And Chapmanville scored all 4 times they've touched the football, looking to make it 5 for 5. Collins gets the feed bag again put on him, and he'll bring it down inside the 35, and he'll have a 1st down after a gain of 8. We mentioned it during that brief break there, Zach. Again, it's already been hard enough for Logan to try and stop the run with Rob Ball, and now without Rob Ball, it's going to make life excruciating for Logan trying to stop the run.
It is, and there's not really like a fitting analogy or anything to really insert here. He's been a force to be reckoned with on defense for the Wildcats all year. Just his presence will force the offense to, reroute their play. But having him out is a big loss for the Wildcats.
So they send Easton Bender in motion. They'll give it off to him. Another flag comes flying in as Bender picks up about 7 yards down to the 26. But this could be another hold against Chapmanville as they put the flag back at the 35-yard line. So again, Chapmanville self-inflicted themselves a few times on this drive. That'll be another hold, as they call that one, against number 12 for Chapmanville. That'd be Benji Adkins. So now Chapmanville's going to face their first long yardage situation of the first half. It'll be 1st down and about 21 now for the Tigers as the clock runs, closing in on 3 minutes. Go from the shotgun. Again, he's had 2 long touchdown passes tonight. He'll give it off to Collins. Collins follows his blockers. He gets into the clear. He's grabbed from behind, and that's going to be an easy horse collar call there.
I could have called that one with my back turned.
Yeah. Again, we saw Chapmanville have one called on them earlier this half, and that one, honestly, that was the only way they were going to get him to the ground on that play.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't blame the defender. There wasn't anything bad that he did on that. He was just trying to make the stop. That's the only thing he was able to grab a hold of at the last second as that blur went by him. So immediately it goes from 1st and 21 for Chapmanville to now 1st and 10 at about the 12-yard line. Chapmanville smelling blood in the water here, leading it by 3 touchdowns and a chance to make it 4 with 2:50 and counting in the second quarter. And again, they get the ball to start the third quarter as well. As Dalton Brings Bender down in motion here. He'll settle in. They fake the handoff. Dalton keeps it off the left side. He's down to the 5, and he'll be tackled there, about 2.5 yards shy of the first down.
And they can, like we've said before, the Tigers can beat you. If you want to tie one hand behind their back, that's fine, because they've got like 3 more that they can bring out and beat you with.
Yeah, so what was the biblical god, the Hindu god? I can't remember now.
Vishnu. Yeah, Vishnu. Yeah,
it's kind of the Chapmanville offense, like a Swiss Army knife almost. Now 2nd and 3 here for the Tigers. Dalton out of an empty backfield. Sends Bender in motion, and once again we get a stoppage and another flag here. So it's been pretty clean first half overall, but this drive we've seen laundry all over the place. It looks like my bathroom. 2 minutes exactly to go here in the first half, and Chapmanville will fall back 5 more yards. So it'll be 2nd and 8. Chapmanville can still get a first down inside the 3-yard line. So wind the clock. Once again, both teams with 2 timeouts still remaining in the first half as well. Dalton takes the snap, gives it off to Collins. Collins disappears into the pile, trying to fight forward, and he goes down just about the 5-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and about 2 here for Chapmanville.
And you know, if you're Chapmanville, you find yourself in the age-old predicament. When do we start managing the clock? Especially, you know, we still have a whole half left to play. So do we save ourselves for the second half, or do we just continue to lay it on? And this is such a big rivalry game, I generally would lean more towards just laying it on, you know.
Well, right now they're getting the flags laid on them pretty heavily. Right now the referees are the closest thing to stopping the Chapmanville Tigers here in this first half, as Chapmanville is going to get called for an illegal shift. And like we said, Chapmanville has just hurt themselves on this drive with these penalties. It's like they're going for a degree of difficulty right now to see if they can score with all these flags. So that'll push them back 5 yards again, and it'll be 3rd down and 8 all over again. Closing in on a minute to go now. Adkins will line up in the backfield as well as an extra blocker. Dalton fakes, throws over the middle to Adkins. He had him, but off the top of his fingertips and incomplete. It'll be 4th down.
That was about a ½ inch too far out of his ability to grab and reel in, rather.
It looks like Chapmanville will bring on Farrell now to try and attempt the field goal. Atkins had a touchdown already this half, but now they'll go ahead and attempt. Looks to be about a 27-yarder here, close to 28. Like we said, this is well within Farrell's range. It'll be spotted on the left hash mark. Snap is down by Archer. Kick is up, end over end, and it is no good, off to the right. And that is a break for Logan. The first time tonight they keep the Tigers off the scoreboard.
Yeah, and like you said, we've been playing football for almost a full half, and every time that the Tigers have had the ball, they've scored. They've just been absolutely lethal, and any way that they wanted to, they've been able to cut this Logan Wildcat squad.
Now Logan gets an opportunity here with 53.7 seconds to go in the half, trailing 28-7. And again, you're 80 yards away here, Zach, but I don't know, it feels like you kind of got to still be aggressive right here if you're Logan.
You do. You have no choice but to be aggressive as this game goes on.
Chapmanville gets the ball to start the 3rd, so this is really Logan's last chance for a little bit here in this game. Let's see if they're able to go down and maybe get a quick strike after that missed field goal by Chapmanville. Easton will operate out of the shotgun, sends a man in motion, fakes it, gives it off to Johnson. Johnson has a little bit of a gap across the 25, pushes forward, and he'll have a gain of about 8 here.
Really solid run from Johnson to be able to, and he's had a lot of good moments throughout this game and over the course of the season, to where, because he's got a big body, he's broad-shouldered, he's got a good engine on him, and to be able to, and he's elusive. He used to play quarterback in middle school, and to be able to move and weave in and out of this defense, he's really been able to help this Logan Wildcat squad.
Logan appears to be letting the clock run down here, as they'll have to snap it at least one more time. with 10 seconds to go. They'll give it off to Johnson again. Big run and big collision right near the first down marker. It will be a first down, but a flag down with 4.6 seconds left. Let's see what we have here. It's right usually in the area of holding. It'll be a chop block against Logan. So that'll be a 15-yard penalty, or at least half the distance to the goal on the penalty. And I'd say you'll probably see Logan just take a little run here and take the rest of the clock with him into halftime.
That would probably be the wise decision to make.
Yeah, now you're all the way back to where you started a moment ago, about the 20-yard line. So maybe just run it here and see if you happen to spring anything, but if not, you just want to get out of the half without any further damage done. They avoided the field goal a moment ago by Chapmanville, getting their first stop of the game. But Logan, not a whole lot of time to operate here, and now it'll go back to the 16-yard line with 4.6 seconds to go. And they'll officially spot it at the 15 as they wind the clock, as Logan doesn't have to run a play here if they don't want to, and they will not. And that will bring us to the end of an electric first half as Chapmanville scores 4 touchdowns on 5 drives to lead Logan 28-7 here at intermission. We'll step aside and be back after this as you are watching high school football action with us right here on the D&D Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody, here on the D&D Sports Network. Chris Kidd with you, Zach Anderson alongside me, J.J. Pruitt, our engineer, Grayson Sanders, statistician, Dwayne Williams, working scoreboard for us here tonight. We broke out everybody for this big game as Chapmanville comes in at 7-0, Logan at 6-1. But in the first half, after it was tied at 7, Zach, Chapmanville with 3 unanswered touchdowns, and Logan just having a tough time slowing them down.
Yeah, and Logan has had several key injuries this week and today. You have Rob Ball that went out, middle of the second quarter. They were already having a hard enough time pinning down Chapmanville's running attack, and now really that has really been kind of taken away from them. And they're still not out of this game, but the way that they like to play and the way things have been going, it is not breaking in the Wildcats' favor so far.
Score update with Mann and Scott. Mann 6, Scott nothing right now. There's another local game going on in our area. We'll keep you abreast of that as the evening goes along. There's a little squib kick. It's going to roll inside the 10. Chapmanville trying to get it to go out of bounds, but it's going to stay inbounds, and they just got to cover it up at about the 9. So again, break for Logan to start the second half as Chapmanville will be pinned back all the way at the 9-yard line. So again, we look at our sponsors here for tonight's game. And one thing, our second half sponsor tonight, Bronze Beauty and Bronze Babe, Stereo Video Unlimited, J&J Mobile, Hacienda Mexican Restaurant, the 1910 Restaurant in downtown Logan, Perry Brothers Pond, Giovanni's of Danville, Chiefs Logan Restaurant, White Eye Care, PT12, Domino Printing, Trend Services, Hill Chiropractic, Williamson Auto Sales, Logan Regional Hospital, Blessings and Blooms, Aracoma Drug Store, and again, as we said, Bronze Beauty and Bronze Babe, our second half sponsor here tonight. I want to thank all of them for helping us bring you the action here this evening. So now it'll be 1st and 10 at the 35. We may have the same ruling that we had
I think
earlier.
so, yeah.
So, you know what? I disagree with it now, too. Again, no one cares if I disagree or not, but, you know, that just seemed like a good kickoff by Logan that Chapmanville had to dive on at the 9. So, Chapmanville had one work against them in the first half. Now Logan has one work against them. As a quick flare out into the flat, completed to Adkins as he'll make the grab, his first of the night for about 2, close to 3 yards.
And one of the smallest or one of the shortest gains for the Chapmanville offense all day. I mean, their entire day has been predicated on explosive runs from the line of scrimmage, and if you're able to get them under 5, which was their shortest before this, except for, they had a couple plays tackled for loss, but a good start to the second half for the Logan defense.
Chapmanville nearly had 300 yards of offense in the first half as Dalton will keep it on the quarterback keeper coming near side. Stiff arms a man, and he'll have the first down.
Good move by Dalton. And for him to be able, had the great gain, picks up the first down, and he had the very athletic, if somebody caught the picture of that would be my profile picture. If you caught me stiff-arming a defender while getting a first down in a rivalry game.
We can go down on the field and mimic it after the game if
okay.
you want, Zach. I'll let you have it.
Okay, I appreciate that.
I'll let you have it. Again, I would even be proud to be on that photo cover. It's the most athletic thing I've done in about 10 years. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Chapmanville at the 48. They give it off to Collins. No, they keep it again. Dalton will take it off the near side. He's crossed midfield and pushed out of bounds after a gain of about 5, close to 6.
They're catching that Logan front off guard every time they ran it, and you never expect the offense to run the same play twice, and so when they do run that same play successfully back to back, that really kind of hits your psyche as a defender.
Dalton had 7 rushing yards in the first half on 1 carry. He's got 2 for 13 yards so far here in the second half. He's on second down. They give it off to Collins. He had the massive first half. Here he goes inside the 40, and he'll have a first down. And listen to this stat, Zach. In the first half, Jeremy Collins had 12 carries for 169 yards.
Wow.
That is insane.
And I mentioned earlier about how his feet look like he's on the Flintstones. because they're like moving almost in a circular motion. And he does it every time he gets the ball. And if he can get even the smallest amount of space, he's going to rip off 7-8 yards at the minimum.
Again, Preston Kovac went out with an ankle injury early in this game, came back briefly, but is now out here in the second half as they flare it out for Benji Atkins. He'll make his second grab of the night down inside the 30, and that'll be enough for another first down.
So Chapmanville, they're moving at a little bit of a slower pace right now, but their slow pace is still really fast compared to most other teams.
Yeah, like you said, with this 21-point lead, going to try and use some clock if they can as they're moving down the field once again at warp speed. Again, Dalton in the first half was 5 of 7 for 81 yards and 3 touchdowns. So he's going over 100 yards now here early in the second half. So give it off to Collins on the left side. Gets a push, still surging forward. And what a job by the offensive line. Just continued to push Collins, and he kept the feet moving for another first down.
And Collins has been just absolutely incredible for the Tiger offense.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think our Tug Valley Wellness Center player of the game is going to be probably the least dramatic of all the ones we've had so far.
Yeah, I don't think we have to really put too much thought into that one unless something else incredible happens.
Yeah, he's just been a nightmare for Logan defenders here tonight. And now 1st and 10 at the 19. Dalton drops the throw over the middle. Atkins wide open. Touchdown, Chapmanville. And that was pitch and catch at its most basic element right there. And Dalton fading off his back foot, found Atkins wide open in the middle of the end zone for the touchdown. His 4th touchdown pass of the night.
Now, if you are the Wildcats, it's time to start hitting the panic button.
Yeah.
They were getting close earlier. Now we're just going to have to, try to find as much space downfield as we can to keep ourselves in this one.
As Farrell blasts through the extra point, it's now a 35-7 lead for the Tigers with 9:17 left in the third. Back after this as you're watching high school football action on the D&D Sports Network.
At Logan Regional Medical Center, our comprehensive inpatient rehabilitation program helps get you back to living life. With an 8-bed unit for patients 18 and over, our caring team of doctors, nurses, and rehabilitation specialists work with you, providing a full line of services to help you restore your capabilities and get you back home and back to living. Logan Regional Medical Center, providing inpatient rehabilitation close to home.
To 7, Chapmanville puts up another touchdown. The only time they've been stopped tonight was when they committed 47 penalties on one drive and missed a field goal attempt. Again, that first half, Zach, Chapmanville totaled 10 flags for 98 yards and still led at 28-7. It just goes to show how good this team is. It's a nice return here by Justice out of bounds, out near the 30, and that's the thing. This is a very talented Logan team, but Chapmanville has made some very good teams look very, very overwhelmed on quite a few occasions so far this year.
They have, and Chapmanville, they've been stellar so far today. They have done a remarkable job in every facet of the game. Logan, their one scoring drive looked like they had found the key to success and the Achilles heel of this Chapmanville defense, and it just so far has not panned out since then.
This Chapmanville defense has been playing with their hair on fire pretty much since that scoring drive. Johnson, once again, a tough run. Caleb Johnson's been the big bright spot on offense for Logan as he picks up about 8 yards on that carry. So that is one of the big things for Logan, though, if nothing else coming out of this game. You're finding a good running attack right now. You don't have to totally lean on that passing attack the entire time. And whenever it gets to cold football like this, you need that running game.
You do. A running game and defense always travels. And the Chapmanville running game and defense it's been more than sufficient tonight.
Second down and 2 as Basin out of the shotgun. Gives it off to Kenny this time. He'll get to the outside, slides forward as he went a little sideways. Maybe his feet come out from under him, but he does have enough for the first down. Again, go ahead.
Yeah, in this Logan offense, they have continued to fight every time that they've had the ball, but ever since the first score.
And you look in the first half, Johnson had 13 carries for 55 yards and a touchdown for Logan. Kenny had 5 carries for 19 yards. So Logan had a solid rushing attack in the first half as they'll give it off to Kenny coming near side. Cuts up field as he saw Trey Ward waiting on him. And Kenny will get about a yard out of that carry and make it 2nd and 9.
We talked earlier in the game about how you need to, and before the game, how you need to stay healthy the later you get in the season.
Yeah.
And if this Chapmanville team can stay healthy for the next few weeks, I think they have a chance to make I don't want to jinx anything, but they have the chance to make a pretty deep run in the state tournament.
And like we said, they've done most of this without their starting running back, Preston Kovac, tonight, who's also one of their star defenders. As we said, went out with that ankle injury early on in the first quarter, came back briefly, but hasn't been back since. It's back to throw, Baisden into the flat. Tough pass, and it is incomplete, but a flag comes in. And that was a bang-bang play right there.
It was. I'm not an official. However, I don't know that I would have called pass interference on that because it didn't seem to me, but again, that's why we're up here. It didn't seem to me like he was impeding the runner. The runner was facing the ball and had, made the completion.
Yeah, because I was like you. It looked like it was just right at the same time the ball got there.
Yeah.
So I didn't see like an obvious pass interference there, but nevertheless, it's 15 yards for Logan. And now they've got an opportunity across midfield here on their first drive of the second half. So it's 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Basin will operate out of the shotgun. He'll give it off to Kenny, rushing to the outside, has a little gap out there, but wow, what a job by Collins. How did he catch up to him? And not only that, brought him down for a 3-yard loss. It looked like there was nothing but open space out there. So Collins had to tear down that line and make that stop, so he's not just doing it on offense, now getting it done on defense. So this will be a 2nd and 13 here for the Wildcats. They'll have it at midfield. And Logan is trying to put together a drive right now. Again, you can't get 28 points back on one play. You just want to try and get a good methodical drive here, maybe spring something big. Could this be it as Baisden steps up, rolls to the outside. Now Adkins converges on him along with several other Tigers, and he's going to get sacked back at the 48.
Yeah, and like you said, you can't score. You're not going to be able to make up the 28-point deficit, on this possession. But what you're looking for is to get something going, get you pointed in the right direction, and that play blowing up, making it 3rd and 15.
Yeah, that was a coverage sack more than anything right there, as Chapmanville did a great job covering up these dangerous Logan receivers. And now it does bring up 3rd down and 15 here for the Wildcats. 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Baisden will have to go to the air this time. Only a 3-man rush for Chapmanville. Fires downfield, has a man open, and catches made it about the 40-yard line as Zoe Murphy comes up with it, and now that sets up a 4th and about 2.5 for Logan.
And it was kind of like the Dixie Chicks song, Wide Open Spaces. That had a lot of room out there. Chapmanville just keeping everything in front of them, trying to save themselves from a big play, and that'll be 4th down.
Baisden does make the throw and the completion for about 13 yards, so it gives Logan an opportunity now on this 4th and 2, which they'll obviously go for. And they were stopped on 4th and 1 right around the same spot of the field back in the first half on a crucial play. Can they pick it up here to sustain this drive as Baisden drops to throw? Fires on the slant and nearly intercepted by Watts, but incomplete. And Chapmanville takes over on downs. Wesley Watts jumped that slant, forced Basin to throw away from his intended man. And the Tigers come up with their third turnover now of the game.
And if you're Chapmanville, this is where you're really wanting to turn the heat on and put this game away.
Yeah, it's a 4-touchdown lead now. It's been a 28-0 run. This right here is where you're just looking to turn the lights out if you're the Tigers. So they'll throw quickly the near side to Ward. Makes the grab. Now he has a little space, and here he goes. Sprinter speed by Ward. And he's gone for the touchdown. And Chapmanville leads at 41-7.
And nothing but green grass in front of him. The Chapmanville, or the Logan defense, has just had a hard time guarding that sideline all night, and Chapmanville's been taking advantage of it on both sides of the field.
And once you see Trey Ward with that much space, it's really difficult to find a way to get him to the ground, and he just outran everybody that time for the touchdown. And now a Logan player being helped off the field on the far side. Looks to be Cross Kahn. And Kahn was a big part of the running game last year for Logan. Now, big part of the defense, but he'll walk off with an injury now as he's helped. Hopefully he'll be all right. It's 4:29 to go in the third. Farrell on for the extra point. It is up and it is through. And Chapmanville leads it now 42-7 with 4:29 left in the third quarter. Back after this as you're watching high school football action here on the D&D Sports Network.
Getting ready for sports means protecting those eyes. Up to 90% of sport-related eye injuries can be prevented with proper eye protection. White Eye Care knows this and is committed to providing the best protective sportswear for your child's eyes. As a proud sponsor of our community sports programs, we want to see our kids protected, from the little ones up to the big leagues. Our huge selection of eyewear makes finding that perfect pair easy. So win big this season. Call White Eye Care in Logan for an appointment today.
42-7. Chapmanville now leads it here with 4:29 to go in the third quarter. Chris Kidd with you. Zach Anderson alongside me with J.J. Pruitt, our engineer. As Chapmanville set to kick off once again as McClanahan puts his right leg into it. As Logan will bring the return back from about the 10. Coming near side is Justice. Justice walled off. Now he'll cut back across the field. Justice tries to get to the corner. He's got a chance to, but he's going to get brought down at about the 22-yard line as Cooper Perry out there to make the stop. Well, right now as well, Zach, again, we don't send out a lot of shout-outs. Well, actually, we do. We're an interactive broadcast, so actually this is totally fine. But did want to send out a happy 50th birthday coming up this weekend to Vicki Bell.
Hey, happy birthday, Vicki.
I tell you, she's one of the most beloved people in this county.
Yeah.
Vicki Bell does more for people than you could ever imagine. She was one of my tennis parents for 4 years. You know, love her husband Tony as well. I mean, it's just a great, great family. So, Vicki Bell, happy 50th birthday. We love you so much.
You know, Tony and I had known each other for years, and then back right before COVID, we found out that we were cousins.
Oh, really?
Like his grandpa and my great-grandpa were brothers.
I tell you what, I have no idea who I'm related to anymore. Yeah, I don't talk to cousins. I don't talk to hardly anybody, and it's nothing personal. It's just I don't talk to hardly anyone. So, you know, it's tough not knowing sometimes who you're related to. But that's pretty cool. Again, Tony and Vicki, just wonderful people. So again, happy birthday this weekend, Vicki. He told me to say your age, by the way, Vicki. So don't come after me. Okay, that was your husband who did that, not I. To me, you'll be 29 forever.
29 again.
Is back to throw. Baisden, a little window to throw it into, nearly fitted in, but the ball knocked away, and it'll be incomplete. So it'll be a third down and about 4 now for the Wildcats. They had a solid opening drive to start this quarter, but Again, 4th down and 2, couldn't convert, and then Logan, or Chapmanville rather, able to strike back immediately on the Trey Ward touchdown grab. Again, that's 5 touchdowns now in all tonight for Dakota Dalton. 2nd touchdown grab for Trey Ward.
Yeah, and Dakota's had an incredible performance today as well. I mean, this entire Chapmanville offense and defense has been just stellar today.
Now on the run is Based and has nowhere to go and just heaves it towards the Chapmanville cheerleaders trying to get rid of it.
I think I'm about to hit one of them in the face.
I tell you what, not a lot of chivalry on the Chapmanville bench there. All of them dove out of the way and let it get to the cheerleaders.
It's like, don't hit me.
Come on, guys. Yeah, they appear to be all right down there. They're just laughing it off, too. And I should say it's 3rd touchdown tonight for Trey Ward. Again, it's just he picks up so many. He's hard to keep up with, but that's over 100 yards receiving tonight, too, for Trey Ward. He had 48 at halftime, and that last touchdown well over 50 yards. And now it looks like Chapmanville may signal for timeout here as they were struggling to get substitutes on the field. So they'll call for time with 3:25 to go in the first half. We'll be back, or third quarter rather. We'll be back right after this. You're watching high school football action on the D&D Sports Network.
Here at Logan Bank and Trust, we are committed to serving the needs of the Southern Coalfields.
For any of your financial needs, we encourage you to stop by one of our 5 convenient locations or apply online today at lbnt.com.
Whether you choose to stop by or visit us online, our team is here to help you every step of the way.
Buying a new home, expanding your business? Choose Logan Bank and Trust. Let's bank together.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Out of the timeout, it's 4th down now for Logan. Again, they look like they may go for it at first, then they look like they may kick it. Chapmanville wasn't sure, so they called for time, and now Logan will elect to punt it away here on 4th down and 4. But they will fake it as they throw it back to the half man and incomplete over the middle. Has had a man out there but couldn't come up with it. As Bentley Williamson on the pass looked like he was trying to find Gage Green. And it'll be a turnover now to Chapmanville. But now we get a penalty. And it looks like Logan's going to keep possession. Apparently personal foul here on Chapmanville.
And that's a good break for the Wildcats. You found yourself where you're in a place where it's looking increasingly like there would be a running clock in the 4th quarter.
I'll tell you what, just how Nick Booth and them drew it up right there. That was
yeah.
But you know what, that was a great fake right there. It just didn't get executed by Logan, but I love the design of that play for the Wildcats.
Yeah.
So now they get a second chance here on this drive. 1st and 10 at their own 44. With 3:21 left in the 3rd quarter. Chapmanville has scored 35 unanswered points since it was tied at 7. They'll give it off to Kenny. Kenny, runs into Benji Atkins, somehow bounced off of him and pushes forward for positive yards. Good job by Kenny keeping his feet after he ran into that wall.
Yeah, and he has been excellent at that all year. He's at getting a second effort once he's made contact and ran into a wall.
Kenny will pick up close to 8 yards on that carry, down to the Chapmanville 49-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down, about 3 here total for Logan. Baston will operate again out of the shotgun. Temperatures keep dropping here tonight. They give it off to Johnson, and Johnson with a nice little burst. He'll have the 1st down inside the 45, down to the 42. So pick up of 7 on that play for Johnson. So he keeps adding to his total here this evening.
You know, I heard a sports reporter say several years ago, 60% of the time it works every time.
I believe it's with that Panther clone, too. Heard a rumor it works about 60% of the time, too.
Yeah, is similar efficacy, to use a teaching term.
Well, I tell you, if you wanted your references thrown around here tonight, me and Zach have had them for you. I don't know if you got them all, but we've been having fun with them. Now, first and 10, high snap, but gathered by Kahn. He'll get it off to Keeney, but he's got nowhere to go, and it'll be a loss of about 2. So, looks like Kahn may be in at quarterback here, or maybe I'm just reading the number wrong. I think I'm reading the number wrong. Yeah, again, this is another thing that happens in your 40s, folks. Start losing track. Yeah, okay, that's still Basin out there. I thought I got messed up for a second. But I was starting to wonder if something maybe happened to him as well. Again, we've had key injuries on both sides here tonight, Zach. So I think if you're both sides, if this game continues to be where it's at, you just like to get out of here without any further damage.
Yeah, mitigate any, issues further on down the road.
On 2nd and 12, they'll throw into the flat wide open inside the 35 to the 30. Nice grab and run that time as Logan set up that play fake well. And the Wildcats will move the chains as Johnson makes the grab for about 20 yards.
Yeah, and so Logan almost, knocking on the door of the red zone for the first time since the first quarter.
Again, they had that long sustained drive where they took it in and scored. Had a couple of other good drives here tonight, but Chapmanville's been able to stiffen whenever they've had to against this vaunted Logan offense. It's put up tons of points all year long, but this Chapmanville defense has shut down almost every team they've played as well. They give it to Keeney coming near side, runs into several blockers, now slung forward, and he might have another first down inside the 20 here. So again, Logan continues to run the ball effectively here tonight. It's just been finishing off drives that have been their issue. 17 seconds to go now in the third quarter. Logan's going to try and get another play off here before the end of the period. We're down to 10 seconds. Baisden will take the snap. He'll give it off to Johnson. Johnson runs into the line. Not a lot there. And he'll be stopped after a short gain, and that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. We'll be back after this as you're watching high school football action with us here on the D&D Sports Network.
Smokey Armstrong here from United Motorsports of Belfry. Looking for your next adventure? We've got the motorcycles, side-by-sides, and ATVs needed to take your riding to the next level. Whether you're hitting the track, enjoying the trails, exploring the open road, or seeking comfort and style, we've got you covered with trusted brands like Honda, Polaris, and Kawasaki. At United Motorsports, we're not just about selling power sports, we're passionate about helping you find the perfect ride. Our team will work with you to customize your vehicle, offer expert advice, and provide top-notch service. No matter where your adventure takes you, ready to get started? Call us at 606-237-7311 or visit www.unitedmotorsportsbelfry.com or stop by today. Your next ride is waiting.
Start of quarter number 4 here from Middleburg Island as Willis Nesbitt Stadium. Huge crowd here tonight to see the 7-0 Tigers take on the 6-1 Wildcats. And Chapmanville has asserted control in this game ever since the middle of the first quarter. It's Chris Kidd with you, Zach Anderson alongside me, J.J. Pruitt, our engineer. As it'll be a running clock here in the fourth quarter since it's a 35-point lead for Chapmanville. That is, in essence, the equivalent of the mercy rule in high school football. He's back to throw his Baisden, goes deep down the near side as Murphy out there and incomplete as it's knocked away at the last moment by Chapmanville.
And this Wildcat offense, again, they have continued to fight, but Chapmanville has been so proficient that really the ball's not been in their hands much outside of the middle of the second quarter.
It looked like Adkins and Watts both on coverage that time for the Tigers. So it'll be 3rd and 9 now from the 18-yard line. Logan needs the 9-yard line for a first down. And again, with a running clock, even on incompletions, things of that nature. The clock will continue to wind here in the fourth quarter. As Basin back to throw, looks over the middle and defended well by Atkins as he knocked it away. Went diving for the interception as Basin trying to target Murphy, and it'll be 4th and 9.
And this secondary for Chapmanville has been superb all evening long. They've been able to really cover anywhere that Logan has been. Logan's not really been able to do much in the air.
Yeah, and Basin's thrown some good balls tonight. It's just like you said, he's had to fit it into such a small window.
Yeah.
I mean, Chapmanville's just been there almost every time, and these are good Logan receivers, but the Chapmanville defense has just been elite all year. As throw downfield going to be too high and incomplete as Logan will turn it over on downs for the 3rd time tonight. Chapmanville will come back out here as clock continues to run, under 10 minutes to go. And now you start looking ahead a little bit, Zach. Like we said, it's not guaranteed Logan will get into the playoffs, but they do go on the road at St. Albans, at Westside. Those are 2 games that, if you're Logan, you do feel pretty good about that you can go in and get wins on, and then maybe with some help move up in the rankings and not just make the playoffs, but maybe still have a chance to get in with a good matchup.
Yeah. And so, Logan, they're still in a pretty good spot. Chapmanville, again, one of the best teams in the state. If they were still AA, they would, no doubt in my mind, they'd be top 1-2 teams.
Taking off here on 1st down. What a couple of moves on the inside that time. As breaking outside is Jackson Ellison, and he'll have the 1st down and more on his first carry of the night. And that's the thing, it just comes in waves with this Chapmanville team. I mean, even their 2nd and 3rd strings, I mean, they're just so big, so athletic. I mean, it's just a complete toy bag that Coach Belcher gets to play with every week. And, right now, he's seeing some of his 2nd string get in, and they're being just as dominant.
And when you're a coach, getting your guys in that don't necessarily get a lot of reps, which these guys have because they've been able to beat so many teams so soundly. They've been able to get a lot of guys in.
Here's Easton Bender as he'll bring it towards the Chapmanville bench. Gets about 5 yards. Bender was actually one of our players of the game against Man a couple of weeks ago, as he had a big game as a freshman. So even this freshman class, I mean, top to bottom, no matter what the class, this team's got talent all the way from senior to freshman. Closing in on 8 minutes to go. And again, next week, Chapmanville, that'll really be their last big test of the regular season as they host Mingo Central. St. Albans, don't mean to discount them, but they've had a tough year. But a lot of people will be looking at that matchup with Mingo and Logan, or Chapmanville next week, and what will likely be a battle of undefeateds as Ellison gets the carry again, and once again a big gain inside the 40, down to about the 34.
Yeah, that game next week is going to be one for the record books. You've got 2 really efficient teams, and I think that Chapmanville comes in with an edge just because they have been so sharp. Mingo is slow to start games.
Yeah.
And Chapmanville is like the Chapel Roan song. They are HOTTOGO. Like they come out guns blazing, and they just don't stop.
What a scene that'll be next week. Much like the scene here tonight, as we said, it was just jam-packed from the second we walked in here as Atkins gets the quick little flare to the near side as he refuses to go down and doesn't go down, but a flag is down at about the 31-yard line. But yeah, you're looking at pretty equal athleticism on both sides. Same with speed next week with Mingo and Logan. Or Mingo and Chapmanville. I keep trying to make Logan play Mingo again. But yeah, that'll be a heck of a matchup between those 2 next week. And honestly, it's still a matchup that Chapmanville could see themselves fall out of the playoffs even if they lose next week. So that's how wild this season's been. Chapmanville dominates everyone. If they lose one game, it just kind of feels like they could be out or right at the bottom of the playoff seeding. So a lot at stake for Chapmanville next week.
Yeah, not a lot of wiggle room for error for Chapmanville, but they've not needed it. They've been so efficient.
Yeah, they've really not played a close game yet this year as they go to the outside to Atkins. Good pursuit by Logan here as they stack him up, and he'll be brought down for about a loss of 1. Yeah, that's one of the key things, though. I mean, most of their games haven't been completely out of hand in the second half, but they've gotten there. And Chapmanville, I'd have to go back and look to see what the closest game they've had this year. It may have been Nicholas County we did in week 2, but Nicholas County scored 2 late touchdowns with under 2 minutes to go when the game was already basically over. That made that a little bit closer than what the score indicated. But other than that, most of their games have just been a complete whitewash.
Yeah.
That'll be 2nd down and 17 for Chapmanville as we're down to 5:40 and counting. It's Dalton. Quick throw to the near side, completes it. Now here comes Bender upfield. Bender spins away, and he'll be down inside the 30. And that'll be a nice pickup and bring Chapmanville about 5 yards, maybe 4 away from another first down. Chapmanville will be 3rd down and about 4 here for the Tigers. Close in on 5 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter.
You know, I talked earlier when Dakota Dalton had stiff-armed the defender on the sideline, how I'd like to recreate that. And my friend Jared Taylor sent me this picture of me as a Browns running back stiff-arming a defender.
You know, we're gonna have to get that on camera here in a second.
I know.
We're gonna put JJ to work here, and you know what? Perfect time for it, because we get a timeout real fast. So I tell you what, instead of going to a break, we're going to try and get this picture up here, if we can, with JJ, just to show everybody what Zach Anderson looks like as a Cleveland Brown, tearing through defenders and getting upfield. You know, I need one of those for myself here in a second. Again, JJ's going to work right now. Again, he's got all sorts of duties up here for us. And while he's working on that, I'll run through the sponsors again here tonight. Again, Bronze Beauty and Bronze Babe, our second half sponsors here this evening on the D&D Sports Network. J&J Mobile, Hacienda Mexican Restaurant, the 1910 Restaurant in downtown Logan, Perry Brothers Pond, Giovanni's of Danville, Chief's Restaurant in Logan, White Eye Care, PT12, Domino Printing, Trend Services, Hill Chiropractic, Williamson Auto Sales, Logan Regional Hospital, Blessings and Blooms, and Aracoma Drug Store. We appreciate them for being with us here this evening. As JJ's going to pull off the engineering feed here, we're going to get it up on the screen for you here before the end of this broadcast. The flag comes in immediately as Ellison gets the handoff and brings it down inside the 25-yard line. But this will likely be coming back as the official winds the clock. So yeah, we're working hard for you up here, folks, to get the real gritty photography that you deserve for a high school football game.
Only the finest for our listeners.
Yeah, this is great. Yeah, I'm going to have to, yeah, there we go. Get it on the big screen here in a second. Again, we just got a big look at it here in the booth. Again, J.J. Pruitt works magic, folks. As he's doing the camera, everything right now, trying to get all this together for us. So we'll get that up here just a second. That's going to look good. That's going to look good. You know, that needs to definitely be the profile picture, as pass by Dalton is deflected into the air, incomplete. So that'll bring up 4th down and 9 now for Chapmanville. The clock continues to tick. And so do we have it now, JJ?
No, there we go.
There we go.
Don't be surprised if you see that as my profile picture when I go home.
That is a picture. That's a man right there that's getting people away from him at the Thanksgiving table. That is getting to the deviled eggs first.
It's like nobody's taking that turkey leg from me.
Oh, I love that. Now 4th down and 9. Dalton goes up top, wide open out there is Ward. He'll make the grab at the 10, fighting forward, trying to get his 4th touchdown. Oh, ball came out, but Chapmanville looks like they fall on top of it at about the 1. So that one had a ton of air under it as Dalton was under pressure at the last second. It looked like he got up a little gimpy. But Chapmanville will have it once again inside the 5 at about the 3-yard line. It's 2:38 and counting here in the 4th quarter. I tell you what, Jared Taylor, man, that is a man for all seasons. He can do it all. Who knew? It looked real to me.
I know.
Looked real to me.
One of my favorite things that I see on the internet is he has an album, and it's me in the background of other pictures, like that, like himself in the background of other pictures.
Instead of where's Waldo, where's Zach? Chapmanville will be called for a false start here. That'll push them back as clock continues to wind down. And I guess the only drama left at this point is will Chapmanville tack on another touchdown or not here in the final 2 minutes.
Dwayne said we'll talk about Apple Boy on another day.
Oh, boy.
I don't know the reference.
I tell you what, there's a lot of different references. I tell people all the time, I said, some stories you just got to keep to yourself.
Back in our radio days, Kid Conley, Jay Nunley, all those guys at the station. Kid catches me in the hallway. I'm 18, 19 years old, and he's like, hey, walk by Jay and say, have a good evening, slugger. And I said, okay. And so I do. And he said, hey, come back here. And I didn't know Jay very well at the time. And then he threatened me within an inch of my life and said that his Little League baseball coach was the only person that's able to call him slugger.
Jay Nunley, we miss you so much,
I know.
buddy. As Dalton brought down on the outside. But, yeah, we both were at WVOW for so many years and so good to us. And Jay was definitely one of those people that do anything for you, always have a laugh for you, always have a good story for you.
Oh, yeah.
I said, that man lived a life.
He did.
I was like, I went home and went to sleep. I was like, I didn't do anything, Jay. It's like, you sound like you had a much more interesting Tuesday than I had. Chapmanville running the clock down now with 40 seconds to go. As they'll have to snap it at least one more time here with 10 on the play clock, as they may let it wind down here and call for time. It's down to 28 seconds on the game clock. As Dalton will let the play clock expire, so Chapmanville may just elect to try and run out the rest of this clock now, and it looks like that's what they'll do. So good show of sportsmanship here by the Tigers, as they don't try and go in for the emphatic final score, and they just call off the Dogs, and they win it going away here tonight, 42-7 over the Logan Wildcats on senior night. So Chapmanville moves to 8-0 now, Zach. Logan to 6-2. But both these teams still with a great shot of making the playoffs, both in AA and AAA coming up.
Yeah, the season's far from over for both of these squads. There's just a few games left of the regular season, but still a lot of football ahead for these two Logan County squads.
Once again, we want to thank our sponsors here tonight one final time. Bronze Beauty and Bronze Babe, Stereo Video Unlimited, J&J Mobile, Hacienda Mexican Restaurant, the 1910 Restaurant in downtown Logan, Perry Brothers Pawn Shop, Giovanni's of Danville, Chiefs Logan Restaurant, White Eye Care, PT12 Pizzeria, Domino Printing, Trend Services, Hill Chiropractic, Williamson Auto Sales, Logan Regional Hospital, Blessings and Blooms, and Aracoma Drug Stores. So again, your final score here tonight from Willis Nesbitt Stadium on the island. Chapmanville knocks off Logan 42-7. So for J.J. Pruitt, our engineer, Zach Anderson alongside me, I'm Chris Kidd saying so long tonight here from the island in Logan, West Virginia. And a big shout out to Grayson Sanders and all of his statistics here tonight as well. We appreciate all his work as you've been watching high school football action with us right here